Morning, guys. Mark Ferrasci, Protect Dog Training with Bullet. Now, one of the big requests with his owners was jumping, which is a very natural thing for customers. Always want to solve the problem of a dog jumping on you, right? And so there's about 5 or 6 things that I will use a direct aversive towards. And they're usually related to a hot cold, meaning if I touch this, it's real simple to understand. If I touch this, ouch, it hurts. So if I was to be cooking in the kitchen and I went and I had a boiling pot of water and I reached over and grabbed that pot and ow, I got burned. How long would it take me to figure out that I need to use a pot holder, grab a pot holder before I grab that pot? Wouldn't take me 10 seconds. Everything in God's green earth learns from consequences, positive or negative, right? So in regards to this, there's jumping on you is one of those things that can be done and over with, and the lesson is learned, it's over with, and we can move on, right? And we get control of the animal, and also quiet. It also allows you to set up communication with the dog in such a way that you're asserting dominance. You're asking the dog to do something. That's a big part of the dog's life. Him doing something in compliance to what you want. Does that mean that I need to be always squashing the dog? No, we use food, we use toys, but I have a myriad of different attitudes to come at the dog with each one of these little pieces of the puzzle, right? And this is only one piece, but it allows me to assert dominance and to expect something out of the animal. And when you have a very dominant breed like this, Dogo Argentinos are very stout, mastiffs, all these dogs that are just, and they're coming over from Europe, they're coming from all over the place, and their genetics are, you know, pretty strong. And then you get it and you want to treat it with cookies and, oh, my little foo, and they coddle the dog and you make a neurotic mess. When you treat a dog, when you fulfill his psychological needs, treat a dog properly, you will have an animal that you'd be amazed in what you can have. But it's all about balance. It can't be all just one thing. And when I say dominance, it doesn't mean that I need to alpha roll the dog and I need to be, no, it's my presence. It's how I treat the animal, right? So when I say dominance, it doesn't necessarily mean that means I need to squash the dog. It doesn't mean that I walk through life always wanting to dominate my dog. There's kernels. There's little pieces of this puzzle in my relationship, in my build of relationship, in how I treat a dog like this, right? Very important. Because if I have a proper relationship and a well-balanced relationship with my dog, this dog will do anything for me, right? And I can get all kinds of things with a dog when I nurture this development of proper relationship dynamic with the animal. And a lot of people they get into this purely positive crap and they think that that's the whole world. Do I want to give my dog cookies? Do I want to avoid having to correct my dog? Sure. I want to have a great relationship with my dog, but it's all about balance. I can't have one without the other. Yin and yang. It's a balance. All right, so let me show you this. With him having the request of jumping, which I wouldn't handle anyway, but just in a generalized sense, this is why I'm doing this video, so that the owner gets to see it. So I put the leash over my shoulder so that I have it to grab. It's right there, okay? Now, a lot of trainers will do the over the neck, okay? And when they do that, they have the chance of getting all wound up. Well, it just takes practice, but I like to just put it over my right shoulder so that it's very easy to reach and I can reach down and hit the dog up. Now, I've got a long line, but you can do this with a 6-foot leash, doesn't matter what. But get yourself ready before you go into this kennel. Now I'm going to grab his pinch collar. And what we're trying to do is set up a pattern and a routine of how I enter the kennel and what I expect of him to do for me, which is not to jump on me. So there's going to be an aversive. It's either going to be a knee to the chest, and I want it to be done and over with without any emotional attitude. Because a dog, when you give them emotion like that, and you try to struggle with the animal, struggle to them is weakness. It means you don't have control. When you're done and over with, you have assertive attitude. Calm and assertive, as Caesar would say, right? Is very important. So I'm going to walk into the kennel. I'm going to expect him to be doing behavior that I'm working on, which is jumping on me. Now, I could have grabbed a paw, and I can pinch a paw. What I want is I want something that's hot, cold. Ouch, that hurts, right? So I could use a knee to the chest. I can step on his back feet, whatever it is, but your timing is real important. And then my body language. See what the dog's giving me right now? He's sitting because we've done this 2 or 3 days in a row. When I first started with this dog, he was all over me. Now he understands that I'm asking him something of him. Look at his behavior. Right? This didn't come by itself. It came from my attitude and how I do this. Right now he's waiting. Good, good. And then my marker words start to set in. What is good? Duration marker. It means you're doing the right thing. Keep it up. So right away I use all these markers in all these contextual places that start to add up. Good, good. And then we get to go out. What does he want? He wants to go out and go to the bathroom. So he gets used to this pattern and routine of me coming in the morning and what I expect. So here's the follow through of that. Good. Yep. All right, now hot dogs. Oops, I ain't got none. Nope. Give a little tap on the collar, reaffirming what I want, which is I want them. Nope. Good. Now notice what I'm doing with the door. Come here. Now I wish I had my hot dogs over there in a bag. Good. And I'll have to get them, but we're all right. Pattern routine. I open the door. Good. Dog's name? Nope. Aussie, come on, sit. Good boy, good. Bullet, good, Bullet. Yep, good boy. And then I give him his yep that he's starting to learn with that explosion release off the kennel. Later, it'll be to heel him through the door. But right now, it's just trying to get these first few communication baseboards of no, good, and yes, explosion releases, all the things you see me doing on the table, you will see me doing in my normal behavior like you just saw me do with the kennel. And that builds up with time, and it all comes together because we use it in so many different places. Being aware of it, when I say markers, a lot of people see these markers and they think that only means when the dog's at a heel. No, use your markers in all kinds of other places. No, good, and yes adds up to your communication baseboard that you have to use with him. And you just saw me do it right there. I went, nope, good. And he doesn't know it that well yet, but the more you do it in these different contextual places and tie it in with what your patterns are on the table, on the bowls, all the stuff that you see us do, that's the answer, right? Is understanding how deep it gets when it comes to your communication baseboard. That's why we call it communication baseboard, all right? All right, so I'm not going to get into the heel route. We're just going to go walking to go to the bathroom. So we're walking around property. I'll bring him back, but there's a pattern here. I do this every morning. This is my routine. It could be a routine of letting him out of his crate. If he was in the house and I crated him, I could let him out. A lot of times I'll take the crate door and I'll open it up and I'll slap him in the face with the door until he learns to hold, and I'll be using my voice tone and my communication baseboard. Nope. Good. And then when he opens it up, good, good. And he holds, and then it's his dog's name, and then, yep, and he gets to come out. Might go right to this and make him sit before I go outside. You can put up whatever pattern you want, but just tie in your marker words and tie in your communication baseboard with what you're trying to achieve, and you're off and running. All right, Mark Ferrasci, Protect Dog Training, and Buddha. Let me get him away from the camera before he knocks it over. And we're going to go for a walk, Buddha. And notice I'm not expecting heel or any of that, because I'm just starting with him. All right, talk to you later. Mark Ferrasci, Protect Dog Training, and Buddha.